Ride Pretty were an alt-rock band from Australia whose main stint of existence was from 1983 to 2002, during which time they released 8 studio albums. They had several lineup changes during that time, with Ronald Espino or Peno, the vocalist, and Brett Myers on the guitar as the constant members. The particular lineup that they had between 1988 and 91 has reunited a few times for the purposes of playing live. Hi, my name's Dan. So this was the first album by Died Pretty, and it's my first encounter with them, so I've not heard the album before. I don't think I've heard anything of theirs before. And I would describe this as being kind of jangly rock. They generally seem to be described as alt-rock, which I kind of go along with. It's got a fair rawness to it, in that it sounds like it's very kind of loose and somewhat ragged in its production. Apparently, they're inspired as a band by Bob Dylan, Velvet Underground, and Television. I can't really hear the Bob Dylan. I can occasionally hear bits of potential Velvet Underground. There's one point where they've got the kind of stringy, scrapey sound that Velvet Underground used. Television, I can hear more of that kind of stuff in here. It has got a kind of slightly punk feel. It's almost got a kind of proto-punk feel, despite it being a bit later. But occasionally, it sounds like early U2. I think that's mostly the vocals and the guitar, particularly, that have that kind of feel. But the music tends to revolve around having a simple repeated hook. It's got different sections as songs can do, but you've often got either a guitar line or sometimes it's kind of like a keyboard line that just kind of acts as the central spine of the song, as it were. The vocals have a similar looseness to them as the rest of the music, so I guess they fit with the rest of the music. And the whole thing has a kind of authenticity to it in that it doesn't sound very produced. And I think that's the thing that I like less about it, is that actually I think it's just a little bit too loose for me. I like to hear things with a bit more kind of control and a bit more quality thought gone into that. It doesn't mean the playing's bad, or that the music's bad in itself. It's not particularly anything that lit me up and got me excited. I do think it's nice that I'm getting to hear some Australian stuff on this list. In fact, one of the things that I like about this list is that I'm actually enjoying the fact that I'm getting to hear a lot of American stuff that I don't know well, that has been more mainstream in America than the UK, but also from other places as well. And Australia is one of those, and France and other parts of Europe and Brazil in particular. I'm enjoying the exploration aspects of it. But this album in particular, I found it okay, but not particularly interesting for me. It may be that if you like stuff that's got a bit more of an unproduced feel to it, that you'll really enjoy this. It may be that if you're Aussie, then this has got a deep cultural resonance for you, but it doesn't for me. So I'm not a huge fan. I wouldn't say I was particularly an objector to it either. So that's what I think of this album. And as always, I'd love to invite you to tell me what you think of the album. So please do leave me a comment. And that's it from me for now.